The faint noise emanating from Tony's pavilion sounded as if someone was talking to himself, fussing over something in a mildly irritated way, and Cal presumed to look inside. It wasn't Tony, but a young man whom Cal hadn't seen before. He wore tight stockings and had very long pointed suede shoes which curled up at the toes, held aloft by laces which tied the ends to his ankles. His doublet had slashes in the sleeves to reveal crimson highlights which matched his hat, and the doublet was well padded in the Renaissance style. No part of his outfit was more generously padded than the man's codpiece. He appeared not to have noticed Cal, but continued searching for whatever it was and talking to himself. He shuffled the papers on a scissor-legged desk placed towards the back of the tent. Finally, Cal became tired of waiting and coughed gently to announce his presence. On hearing Cal, the man spoke without looking up. "Just a moment, please. I'll be right with you." Cal glanced around the tent while he waited. The thing that couldn't be ignored was an enormous double bed with a carved oak bedstead which looked like two had slept in it. The other feature of the tent was a series of tapestries hung around its circumference, which made it darker, but also insulated it from the outside world. There was a chest on a stand and a large chair. A throne might have been a better term. In all, it looked very like an expensive medieval bachelor pad. Meanwhile, whichever piece of paper was in the man's hand, he finished reading it and seemed satisfied, and tucked it into his codpiece before finally looking Cal up and down. He was young and open-faced, and he smiled pleasantly. "Strictly no hawkers, thank you." "I'm not doing deliveries. I'm looking for Tony Mason. This is his tent, isn't it?" The other man drew himself up and announced, "You are in the Duke of York's tent." Cal, taken by surprise, began reversing towards the door. "I beg your pardon. I didn't mean to intrude." The young stranger stepped forwards, however, and put a hand on Cal's arm. "I didn't mean to scare you off. It is my pleasure to receive exactly who, may I ask? I say, that's a nice ring. Where did you get that?" Cal was working hard to keep up with the man. "My name is Cal," he said. "I'm new here. It's my first weekend, invited here by Tony. He asked me to come here, to his tent, and find him. I thought this was his tent. Are you the Duke of York?" "Would you care for something to drink?" the man asked. He reached for a pitcher and two goblets and poured out a dark liquid which looked like wine. He passed one to Cal before raising his goblet to chink against Cal's. Then he drank deeply. "How should I address you? Is it your lordship or just sire?" "You can call him Simon," a voice came from behind. Cal looked round, but he knew the speaker already. It was Tony. "I see you've made yourself at home, Simon," Tony said to the stranger, nodding at the goblet of wine. "Perhaps you'd care to pour one of those for me." "I'm glad you found me," Cal said. "I thought this was the tent you pointed out to me earlier, but Simon, the Duke here, suggests not." "No, this is not Simon's tent, and he's not the Duke. I'm the Duke, and it's my tent," Tony said. "When I'm in character, you understand, I am Edward, Duke of York, one day to be king." "Your Grace," Simon addressed him with a low bow before passing him a goblet of wine. Tony, the Duke, smiled and took the goblet from him. "Simon Coggins here is a useless knave and rarely to be trusted," Tony said. "But the varlet also lightens our lives, and so we forgive him a great deal. Were you looking for something or someone, Simon, or were you just feeling thirsty?" "Sire, it went right out of my mind until a few moments ago. I have a question. What binds two people that goes round only one of them?" Simon winked at Cal and sidled towards the door. "What binds two people?" Tony repeated to himself, I don't know. Tell me, what's the answer? Think about it, Simon replied as he slipped out of the doorway. His receding voice reached the men from outside the tent. When it's driven you half mad, I may give you a clue. Good grief, Tony said, turning to Cal. The guy's been driving me mad since the day I met him. Someone's going to scrag him one day, and it may well be me.